Hello, it's me, Rach Chase, back again for another installment of My Life, My Way, My Face Buried in a Book. And why am I here? I'm thinking, wait, I know, I'm here for a book review. Yay, book review, book review, book review. So, what did I read? What have I read? A lot. Hence there's like this big onslaught of reviews that are about to hit my channel. Because I was really bad and I was writing them all down and didn't think to film them all. Which goes to show how much these books have stayed in my brain if I can still like remember enough to review them. What am I reviewing? I am reviewing an ARC read, like an advanced reader copy that I got. I'm weird. It is by Elyse Kelly, and it is called Mr. Arrogant. Just look at that face. Like, look at that face. Look at that body. Look at that cover. Yes, please. Now, this is now when I say a quick read, I mean, like, I may have stayed up until midnight reading it, but I didn't start reading until like 10 o'clock, so under 2 hours for a read for me. So to me, that's a quick read. I base it off like chapters, like anything to like 15 chapters, I consider to be a quick read. Anything over that, and I'm like, oh, this is going to take me a little bit longer. I need to dedicate some more time. This is a quick read. And there's nothing wrong with quick reads. Like, they get you in, they get you hooked, they get you, about to say they get you off. I read too much spice. They get you hooked, they give you what you need, and you leave the book satisfied. Why does everything sound dirty all of a sudden? We're just gonna go with it. It's a spicy book review, so it's spicy. Now, quick read. Never one to argue with a quick read. What is this about? It is basically, you have Chase and Eden. Chase is the CEO of a major company. He cannot keep an assistant for the life of him because it's his way or the highway, which I kind of get because, like, you are the CEO of a company. So, of course, you want things done in a certain way. And then enters Eden, who, when Chase and Eden meet, they meet because Eden's bitching out past CEOs she's worked for that are so arrogant and up themselves and cocky. So they don't meet on good terms because she's going for a job interview and she has no idea that the person in this coffee shop that she's about to get an interview with is her prospective boss. So they don't meet well. Especially not when you rant and rave that CEOs can't do anything for themselves and they need their assistants to take care of them, and onwards and upwards, and that continues until everyone leaves. And then she gets to the job interview, which isn't actually a job interview because she's already been hired, mind you, by the vice, whatever you call it, second in charge. So she's already been hired for the job. She is his assistant now. And oh my God, do they drive each other crazy. Because as much as Chase wants to admit that he is in charge and he's in control, he can't deny that when Eden changes stuff, it makes his life easier. And it does make things flow nicer in the office. Until, there's always got to be some sort of hurdle. And in this book, that hurdle is Chase's ego and not being able to admit he was wrong and not being able to admit that he made a mistake. Oh no, he couldn't have made the mistake. It has to have been Eden. Mind you, at the point of making the mistake, he was in the middle of a fantasy about his assistant. But no, he didn't make the mistake. It must have been her. And then when he did realize he made a mistake, it's like, oh wait, I have to apologize? Yeah, I don't think an apology is gonna work wonders on this girl when you've sort of absolutely tore her to shreds. Like, you turned into everything that she ranted to you about on that first meeting. All because you couldn't admit you made a mistake because you want your assistant. Like, just own up. Like, if you make a mistake, own up. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You get told off, you get in trouble, somebody thinks less of you. Who's going to think less of you because you're owning up to making a mistake? We can fix mistakes, people. Most mistakes are fixable if you own up to them on time. Don't let them carry on for months and years. That's when you can't fix something. But then it's fascinating to see how quickly when he realizes his mistake and when he realizes that, oh shit, life kind of sucks without this girl in my world, he goes to all ends of the earth to get her back. Like, oh my goodness, I would go back. That being said, I would like to be an assistant to a CEO that works in a skyscraper and has all that power and has that view that they describe. Just amazing. Like, huh. And the spice does come along in nice little installments. Sometimes through like fantasies in the head, sometimes in reality. But nothing felt forced, nothing felt rushed. Like, it was a quick read and you do get a lot of information very quickly, but it didn't feel like you were being like bombarded with 1,000,001 things and you were like, oh my God, what's going on? I don't understand. There's too much happening too soon. It flowed perfectly. And I love that this is like a little like installment in like a few books that are coming from different authors, which is going to be really fascinating to read like the other takes on the misters in the universe. But if you're looking for something if you're in the middle of like a sort of, I guess, not slump, but a palate cleanser. I have certain books that I call palate cleansers. This is a palate cleanser. This is a palate cleanser. A quick read that you absolutely enjoy, that gives you everything you desire and then leaves you happy. It's a perfect way to end, to move past something that you were so engrossed in. If you've like read like a series or something and you know when you leave the series and you're like, what do I do now? I don't want to get involved in another world. I don't want to get involved in another series. That is when you pick up palate cleansers. This is a palate cleanser. Palate cleanser. Must read palate cleanser. Okay? Cleanse your palate. Enjoy Mr. Arrogant. And let me know what you think in the comments below. All right. Bye.